anybody out there.
Donald Duck. Donald doesn't give a fuck.
I have no doubt you will go down.
This was a small missile. This was not a big missile.
You will go down.
This was a small missile. This was not a big missile.
You will go down. You will go down.
The relationship I have with China, it's been already acclaimed as being something very special, something very different than we've ever had.
You will go down.
Welcome. Welcome to this dark, dank little corner of the internet that very few people get to. I think that constitutes some sort of elite function on the audience. In other words, I'm kissing your ass. Thank you for allowing me the pleasure of kissing your ass. It leaves a rather unpleasant taste, though. I would like to have a section of this show called Guess the Mental Disability. And I think we're going to start off tonight with Jeff Sessions, and we're going to say, okay, which childhood trauma? We're going to go into looking into toilet training, early trauma, childhood trauma, to try and analyze what is wrong with Mr. Sessions. Personally, I think it all revolves back around the toilet training period, and just look at the guy's face. I mean, you can just see he's like so wound up tight, and it's like, there dear, his mother must have said, go poo on the potty, and it's mine, same thing Trump did. It's so obvious. Nobody takes me seriously. They should have just asked me about this. I have expertise in many things, but nobody ever takes my advice. Who can't help but feel inspired watching the climate march, seeing what little coverage there was of it, I guess, on the mainstream, but there were several channels on YouTube that did some excellent coverage. And to see the hundreds of thousands of people turning out in the streets is certainly encouraging. The trouble is that needs to happen every week, and then every couple of days, and you know, that's what's going to finally turn the corner and perhaps one day save democracy. But there could be a lot of nasty things between then and now. Let's hope not. Let's try and stay optimistic, and maybe if we think real hard, we can all stop this rain. Okay, you see why nobody takes hippies seriously. They show Woodstock. Millions of people see that film, and what do they see? The dude saying, maybe if we think real hard, we can stop this rain. And that sums up the end of the hippie dream right there, big time. Or should I say bigly? It's just my opinion that YouTube should split into several different networks that would be more choice, but of course with the internet choice about to be greatly diminished and sites throttled, the race to make the internet and network television with all its glory is well on its way. Those who denigrate YouTubers don't realize how difficult it is to sit and talk to a camera pointing at your face. It's unnatural. And trying to bring sort of a life to it is not an easy task. So I applaud anybody that's brave enough to put content up onto the tubular thing, because it's our last hope for interesting things to watch. I can't take any more of the CNN, MSNBC, and it's all YouTube. That's what it's turning into. It's just turning. You want everything, clips from from, I don't care if it's Bill Maher or it's television shows, it's television. It's not YouTube anymore. So YouTube is dead to me. But I keep trying to get out and they keep pulling me back in. Why? I guess because at the heart of it, I get a kick out of people enjoying sitting in my basement with me and listening to the ravings of a nearly normal human being. I am not normal, but I'm almost there. I'm working on it. And everything turns to crap, you know? Everything turns to crap. You look at YouTube, and at one time, it was fun. There were all kinds of little people all over the place on YouTube with little channels with interesting little niches and things. And now it's just this regurgitated pablum, a few select sites that are allowed to thrive for whatever reason. It's rife with insane conspiracy theories, total obfuscation of the truth, of anything that resembles the truth, so that we all are left guessing as to the very nature of reality. And this creates within us an existential crisis. So it's a psychological crisis as well as a global crisis. And those that are unable to perceive this crisis are willfully blind, and it's a psychological mechanism to protect them from facing a difficult reality. They are basically the most hopeless people in the world. You know, the economy's in really great shape when the criminals are outsourcing their labor to India. And you get all these scams and people calling up saying they're the tax department and scaring old ladies and that. They're all outsourced now, and the criminals can't even get work anymore. It's all been outsourced, so outsourced. And you make it in China. Cost you 14 cents and a liver. You know what I have a hard time dealing with lately? It's all the YouTube channels, all the Facebook stuff, the blogs, everything. Everybody's asking for donations. There's not that much to go around, so stop it. Just stop it. Give it all to me. And you've got to unify your gift giving. You've got to look seriously. I can't take it anymore. How many checks can I write? Nobody's got any money. And everything they run now is a scam. You notice that? Everything's a scam. There's no business ethics. There's no such thing as an ethical business. It's all run like a big Ponzi scheme. The entire economy runs like a big Ponzi scheme. That's all it is. It's an illusion. It's wisps of vapor. More of my life's blood, coffee. Always manages to calm me down, settle me down. Because sometimes, believe it or not, I get hyper. Rachel asked me a couple of times, and I was rude and I didn't answer yet, so I'm not being completely rude, and asked me why it was that my wife never appears on Vegematic, and what did my wife think of the show. Well, Rachel, the reason that my wife doesn't appear on Vegematic is that she is quite camera shy, has no interest, and hears quite enough of my political ranting without appearing on Vegematic. Am I making sense? So why don't you appear on Vegematic? You can send me video clips. It's easy to do. We have the wherewithal, and if you don't want to, well, that's probably the same reason that my wife doesn't want to appear on Vegematic. What she thinks of it, probably a harmless waste of time, which is precisely what I think about it, but an amusement nonetheless. Allows me to engage more of the right side of my brain in productive ways.
Illegal immigration by building a wall on our southern border that Mexico will pay for.
We will make America great again.
Trump is the only one hot on this because he's the only one who understands the art of the deal.
I mean, Trump is even bringing in that murderer Duterte, who likes like right-wing death squads go around and kill who they think is a drug dealer or addict. Open season on your enemies, I guess. I don't know, but of course, Herr Drumpf had said that it was a wonderful thing that he was doing, and he was doing it the right way. So. I would hope that there will be enough Americans with the courage to get out in the streets and say you don't want this Duterte scum in your country. He's evil. You just have to look at his face. He's just another one of those fucking whack job authoritarian dictators who Trump is managing to model himself on. You know, what's he doing with this clown? Learning tactics? Trumpless. Soon the world may be blessed to be Trumpless. Trumpless should become a brand name. Hey, I think I'm gonna get some t-shirts made up. I know, I'll finally get some money and I'll come up with Trumpless wear. Well, why not? It's dumb enough it might work. I'm always astonished when I see products that I look at and go, nobody's gonna be stupid enough to buy that. Meet the latest billionaire from marketing crap. Over and over and over again, I've seen it happen. People love their crap. They don't need it. There's no use for it. People engage in using labor resources and using all kinds of resources to make crap that nobody actually needs.